Coming back and looking at our floor plan, we've now tagged all of our nested families with their shared parameters inside. So let's see how they schedule. Go over to our project browser, scheduling quantities, new schedule quantities, doors, and we'll just be using the building components. So since we're just looking for our nested families and our shared parameters to schedule, so we're just going to go ahead and use family and type, mark, and then we'll add that shared parameter of number of panels. So let's select, of course, materials and finishes, number of panels, or actually panel type we'll use. And let's go to materials and finishes. Okay. And let's just move mark, which is again typically the door number, to the top, and we'll have that as our first field in our schedule. And just to make sure or show that mark is the door number, let's go to formatting and change that heading to door number. Okay. And let's stretch our schedule out just a bit so we can see everything. And as you can see, there's some fields under panel type that didn't populate. Of course, door number was now replaced mark in our headings. So it's that single wood panel transom door that doesn't have the proper panel, because when you look at the group door, number 7, number 8 are those side panels doors. So they shouldn't have a panel type parameter under them. So let's see where this door is, and the easiest way to do that is select it and go to highlight and model. So we know that's where it's coming from, and let's go ahead and edit that family so we can see what's going on. Let's go ahead and get into our family types. And here we can see we don't have that panel type parameter, so we need to add it. And the thing about these shared parameters is that you may think that the best way to get that shared parameter into all of your families is by putting it in the panel file, but then you may have some confusion about where Revit is getting that shared parameter information from, which can cause problems. So you need to go ahead and put it in the place where you're tagging the family and where you're the family that's going to be scheduled, and that's going to be the host family for that nested file. In that case, it's going to be the single wood panel file, the single wood panel group file, and the single wood panel transom file, which we're in right now. So let's go ahead to share parameter, select, let's make sure it's an instance parameter, and let's go ahead to materials and finishes and panel type. Okay, let's group it properly under materials and finishes. Okay, so now we have that panel type added. We can say okay. Now we just need to parameterize the actual door panel. So let's go ahead and add that parameter under label. Okay. Now we're ready to load this back into the project. So we have MF floor plan. And yes, we want to overwrite this existing version and its parameters. So let's go ahead and see what's going on in our schedule now that we've reloaded this family after that edit. So we're going back into our door schedule. And you can see the panel types are now reading under the field for panel type, of course. So there you have it. We now created our nested family. We created tags using the same shared parameters that we needed. And then we used those shared parameters and tags to bring everything into our schedule. Up next, we'll look at some of the errors you may have found when trying to get everything in order with the nested family, with editing and tagging, and keeping all of that data in the right location so that when you bring it into your project model, Revit understands it and places it exactly where you want it to be. So we'll see you then in the next tutorial.